We can bring in now the Director of International Campaigns at Reporters Without Borders, Rebecca Vincent. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you for having me.
Why did RSF decide to take this action today?
Well, frankly, because of the terrible situation for press freedom in Saudi Arabia, in particular, these crimes against journalists. So it's not only the murder of Saudi columnist Jamal Khashoggi, but widespread and systematic persecution of journalists that we believe is intended to silence and to punish them. So the 34 journalists that have been named besides Jamal Khashoggi include journalists like Raif Badawi, who has been languishing in prison for more than 8 years, Walid Abu al-Khair, some of the women's rights defenders who are also journalists. The list goes on. So we believe that the Saudi Crown Prince and the 4 other Saudi officials named have responsibility for these crimes, which we believe amount to crimes against humanity.
And as I said, you filed this complaint with courts in Germany. What are you hoping to be able to achieve here?
Well, in the first instance, we hope that the German public prosecutor will open a situation analysis that would lead then to a full court investigation. But what we're really trying to achieve is accountability for these horrific crimes. So almost always when a crime like this is committed against a journalist, not just in Saudi Arabia, but in many parts of the world, it is almost always committed with impunity. So we are seeking to challenge that status quo. We are seeking to find creative means of establishing accountability that will in turn help to actively protect journalists everywhere, because enough is enough when it comes to these acts of violence and other systemic crimes.
Were you disappointed that the Biden administration did not sanction MBS directly after the release of that report last week showing that he was at least partly responsible for the death of Jamal Khashoggi?
Certainly, we believe that the US and other states should have taken stronger action against Saudi Arabia long ago. We have long been campaigning for this. This suit is only the latest in years of efforts to raise these issues in a very serious way, including when Saudi Arabia held the G20 presidency. But the US intelligence report did add more weight to the need for a proper investigation, for actual justice. A court must consider what MBS and what other Saudi officials have and haven't done and bring them to justice.
Yeah, and just briefly on some of the sort of legal logistics here. We saw last week this news that a court in Germany had convicted a member of the Syrian secret police. This was a crime that took place in Syria, but a conviction in Germany. Could that be a template for the kind of thing you're hoping to achieve here?
Well, the German government has shown a willingness to consider these types of cases. The German courts felt to us to be the best jurisdiction. Germany has universal jurisdiction, so it is possible to bring a case like this before the German courts. And this is a part of a body of growing efforts at finding other ways of achieving justice. We've seen success, for example, with the civil case in the US with regard to the killing of Marie Colvin. I think we'll see more of this as justice becomes more evasive in some of the worst offenders like Saudi Arabia. We are determined, us and other groups are determined to find means of achieving accountability. So we're hopeful that this case can be successful. It's the first of its kind in terms of alleging crimes against humanity in this persecution of journalists. And if successful, we believe that it really could be a game changer in ending impunity.
All right, Rebecca Vincent from Reporters Without Borders, thank you very much indeed for talking to us today.